Welcome to my channel. I have time for a bonus video, so I'm going to try to do one that I tried to do yesterday and it didn't work. I hope it works today. This is Impatient, Chris, Webby, and Ren, and the name of the song is Asylum. Before we get into the music, I got to thank you for coming and for your support. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I always put the artist links in the description of their playlist so you can support them as well. But I put the link to the song that I'm reacting to in the description of the video. I also put a link in there from Wikipedia if I can find anything that makes any sense and is relevant. And I put the link to the reaction request form and the voting form as well. You do have to be logged in to use those, so if you don't have a WordPress account, get that set up first and then come to my website. And then you can request one song each day, and you can vote 3 times each day. I always live stream on Sundays for 3 hours, roughly. I've been going over lately on Rumble, beginning at 3 p.m. UTC. So if you come to Rumble on Sunday at 3 p.m. UTC and you put a request in the chat, I'm going to react to it live. I also live stream on Fridays, beginning at 12 a.m. UTC on YouTube. I call that God Talks. I talk about the Bible, about Christian living, about walking by the Spirit, take questions from the chat, try to answer them, and take prayer requests as well. So if you're interested in that, stop by YouTube on Friday at 12 a.m. UTC. So let's hope this works this time. Yay! It did work. Yesterday when I tried to do this screen was black, completely black. And so I couldn't do it. But today it looks like it's going to work. Okay? So this is Inpatient, Ren and Chris Webby singing Asylum.
The preacher sins on Sunday morning. The sheriff steps outside the law. The teachers don't know much at all, and it's all the same. Empires rise and empires fall. As we wander through the darkness, we'll die upon this hill, and the only pill to swallow is the one that made you ill. In this virtual reality, it's hard to see what's real. There's something left worth saving, I'm holding on to still. The doctor is your local dealer. The banker cuts himself a check. Politician you believe in is never around, just empty promises and debt. As we wander through the darkness, we'll die upon this hill, and the only pill to swallow is the one that made you ill. In this virtual reality, it's hard to see what's real. There's something left worth saving that hasn't yet been killed. Where do we go when bound by the chains? When the tide gets low, I wait for the wave. Still I learn to let go with hope for change. When the world is an asylum, how do you stay safe?
Yeah, the times change, but it's still the same thing, played out on a constant loop. As the wars wage on the centerfold stage, and the storyline's nothing new. While we draw lines in the sand decided by the chosen few, just for something to believe in, anything will do. And we throw spears over counterfeit fears while the kings and queens all watch. Brothers shed tears, but it falls on deaf ears in a land that God forgot. Still we thread hard through the hangman's rope and lose sight of what was lost. Offer something to believe in, but was it worth the cost?
As we wander through the darkness, we'll die upon this hill, and the only pill to swallow is the one that makes us ill. In this virtual reality, it's hard to see what's real. There's something left worth saving that hasn't yet been killed. Where do we go? We're bound by the chains. When the tide gets low, I'll wait for the wave. Still I learn to let go with hope for change. When the world is an asylum, how do you stay sane? Chance to be reborn. Hold on, hold on, hold on. A mother reaches for the needle. A baby's lost before it wakes. Without guidance for the people, it's all the same. Walls are built, walls will break.
Okay. You got to chew on that one for a while, for a long while, and think about it. Think about what he was saying, and think about what it means. And yeah, when the world is an asylum, how do you stay sane? Yeah. You know, this is Ren. This is Ren all the way. I don't know what Chris's input was, but this is Ren's mind being displayed for you. It's like, you know, I don't know, you go through life and you see so much that you just go, how can this be like this? How can we let this happen? And it's like you think you don't have control. You don't have any input. You don't have any meaningful leverage at all on what's going on in the world around you. It's run by other people. But it's not really other people. It's Satan. He's the one pulling the strings. And when you finally come to the point in your life where you realize that, then you really can let go and let God take over and let him bring you peace, because that's the only way you're going to get true peace. It sure isn't going to be from the world, not from a world that's full of hatred and manipulation and chaos and craziness. And Ren, once again, has just hit the nail on the head. He does this so often. It's amazing the insights that he has. You know? Really something. Latest edition of their stuff. Another good one. Great melody, great sound. Love the guitar, but more than anything, it's the message. It's always the message with Ren. That's the reason why he touches so many people. Because he can articulate what's in your soul better than you can. Isn't that weird? He just, in a way, he's kind of a prophet. You know, one of the purposes of a prophet is not to foretell the future, but to point to the evil that's existing. And he does that quite well and quite often. Well, that's it for today. I don't have time for any more, but I always want to pray for you that God will draw you out of all this chaos and all this insanity and put you on a higher plane where you can be at peace and at rest, and your heart will be calmed. And I pray for that, for every person you love as well. This is the Vietnam era vet, out.